Welcome back to Arise News. You're still watching Newsday. Thank you for staying with us. The Lagos State government says services on the state's rail mass transit Blue Line system will finally commence operations on Monday, September 4th, 2023. This is the latest date for the commencement of the service after two earlier postponements in March and August 2023. Now, according to the Managing Director of the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority, Abimbola Akinyajo, Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is expected to take the inaugural ride at 9 a.m. next Monday. Well, our in-house Rise News analyst, Dayo Sobowale, is here again to discuss the planned commencement of the commercial operations of the Lagos Blue Rail Line and how it could impact the commuting landscape of the Lagos metropolis. Many thanks for being in the studio. Of course, it's always a pleasure to have you. So this is very good news. By this time on Monday, the Blue Line would be effective. The governor is ready to take the first inaugural ride at 9 a.m. But what really stood out for me was the costing. You know, this line is supposed to go from Marina to Mile 2. That's going to cost $750, $500 from Marina to National Theatre, and $400 to Igomu Orile. Do you think now, with the backdrop of everything happening with fuel subsidy, that this in itself might be a form of, I would say, palliative, for the lack of a word, because I mean, that's not exactly what it is. But would it relieve...
You're already attacking the project before it has taken off.
No, I'm not attacking it. How have I attacked it?
I have to interrupt you, because the government has announced that because of the fuel subsidy removal, it will be reduced from 750 to 350.
Okay.
375 actually.
375. That's right.
All right then.
So
I wasn't attacking
the... trying to say that it's already unaffordable.
No, I had not yet made my point.
Okay, land there.
Okay, I was getting to that point, but since you're already steps ahead of me, please, Mr. Sobowale, what do you make of this?
That's right. This project has started in fits and starts. But finally, I like the way the lady general manager put it. Said this time we are ready. And she put one fiat there on safety and security. That this is an electrified rail. That people should not cross it anyhow. I think that is very, very important. And she mentioned the fact that life has no duplicate. I'm happy about it, and I congratulate the governor. Because, you know, like I said, this project has been bedeviled since the Dakondi era. And it is, you see, it is fortuitous, get me, that at the end of it all, this mass rail transit was commissioned by the former president, Muhammad Buhari, who stopped it during Dakondi's time for political reasons and north-south dichotomy. But then, that it has come on board, I'm very happy. Eventually, it will go to Kokobaiko. See, if you come to Lagos in the evening, on the Eko Bridge, and you see people trekking on that bridge, if you are by 5, 6, even if you are in the car, you will feel safe again. Imagine all those people now being housed, you get me, in this train to move from Marina to Mile 2 first, then later it will go to Kokomaiko. You know Kokomaiko? If you see people troop out from Kokomaiko, you know that people are suffering in Lagos to heck out a living. When I was in the bank, I had some, even almost senior staff, because of this traffic congestion and the long hours on the road, once they leave home on Monday, they don't go back until Friday. They hang around in offices and so on. So occasionally when I try to, no matter how early I get to work, I will meet them there. I say, do you sleep in the office? They say, yes. Because of this sort of thing. It is a major transport palliative that it has come into operation. And then they have put the fare cut there. But then there are more benefits to this. If people can know they can go to work and come back early and in one piece, that stills, quietens, and energizes their health and gives them peace of mind. And they can do other things that will be more productive. I am happy that it is an electrical something, So all the issue about pollution will not be there. There will be less cars on the road. People will get to work, to their places to work faster. And then one thing that will make me particularly happy is that, you see, commercial vehicles will have passage now. If more people are on the road, and that will boost commerce too. That will boost commerce. And once people have a way of getting to work, their purchasing power will improve. They will be able to pay school fees. They will be able to look after their family and friends, and even be able to travel and have peace of mind. So it's a huge, like I want to equate it with palliative. Even though it was structured not before it was structured well beyond the palliative era. But it's a project in the right direction.
Indeed, it's definitely a project in the right direction, Mr. Sobowale. One of the things that we've got a bad reputation for in Nigeria is when it comes to maintenance culture. What are your expectations regarding what you want to see with this blue line to ensure that it stands the test of time?
Yes, your fears are not unfounded. You get me? But the way they have done the project is that Lagos State will take care of policy, and maintenance. They take care of policy and maintenance. And that is Lamata, the Lagos State Transportation Body. But I think they have enough experience on this sort of thing. You know, the fact that I said this is a project that has been delayed over time. You see, there are some things you call unintended consequences. Maybe because of the fact that they have postponement, they will have learned a lot of things on the way and will be able to correct. That was what the general manager was saying. That no, they had problem with the power because it's an electrical transportation system, and they didn't want to mess up on that. But now the power is there. I will assume they have their own independent source of power, generators and all that, to power the grid, to power this. And, well, maybe they have been given the opportunity to be meticulous in putting this on the road, although it is by default. And I wish them the best. And I wish Lagos State commuters the best too. And I hope and pray that matter will put people on the ground who have knowledge of, they will have trained them, I will assume. And that is the important thing is that the power must not feel like NEPA.
Indeed, that would
must never feel like NEPA. You get me? And they say people should get to the station because the train will stop only for 1 minute, like, just like the underground. Because you know Nigerians, they will think maybe the train will be waiting for them. Wow. I could remember when they did the launch sometime, some clubs got late to the place. The train had gone.
Maybe to improve our sense of timing.
They invited dignitaries to come and take the train. I know many dignitaries who are stranded there. I said, how can you? At least you have been to London, you take underground now. Think the train will wait for
African time. Maybe to definitely help us with our timing and punctuality.
Obviously, and there will be less cars on the road.
Definitely.
Less cars on the road. Although fuel subsidy, I put less cars on the road already. But then, let's commend the government for slashing the price.
Definitely.
That is that.
Definitely.
Okay, right.
Agreeing with you, looking at that 50% discount, of course, announced by Governor Sanwo-Olu on this particular project. And, even the head of Lamata had come out to say that despite the train running on a locomotive for the first few weeks, that the tracks would remain energized so that we don't have, people running across the train tracks that could obviously lead to accidents. But there was one very interesting part of her statement that caught my eye, where she said no eating or drinking.
Yes, on it.
Yeah, but on underground, we are allowed to eat and drink.
Is this underground?
No, but you used it as an example. I'm just saying. But when it comes to transportation, in mass transportation, so is it now going to be a thing where we'll be stopping people from, eating or drinking on the train? It just seems far-fetched.
So don't go and eat there. You get me? They say no eating.
I'm late for work and I want to.
But it's fast, though. It's when you go slow that you eat. Have you forgotten? It's because you are spending hours. That's why you eat. And you know the tragedy of our situation. You are stuck, and they say you can't use phone in the car. They say it's a parody. But this one, speed is of essence. For you, what is important is not for you to go and eat in the train. Eat in your house.
Eat in your house.
That's right.
Just some light snacks. Not like I'm going to bring a bar okra onto the train.
This is speed.
Or, maybe snacks.
Speed is the essence of service delivery here.
Yeah. Yes,
Speed.
but Mr. Sobowale, when it comes to security, I did see that they'll have about 300 cameras, I believe, and it seems that you're ready for that. But we also, if we go back, in memory lane, we remember what happened, for instance, in the Abuja-Kaduna situation. What lessons from that need to be applied to make sure that, nothing of the sort could ever manifest in this?
You see, you have solved the problem yourself. The Kaduna railway, they are gauge now, manual gauge. It's not electrified. They say the robber or whoever, they know life has no duplicate, so they dare not go around the place. Even right now, because I passed by that area, you see, from Orile to Mile 2 side, about 10 lanes. You get to know. You don't see people crossing, because they have told, these rice are beggars and so on. They always, they don't cross that place. You can see from one end to the other. Because maybe they had told them earlier that life has no duplicate and they should not cross it. So I don't say, except perhaps, thieves have no respect for anything until they are caught, except inside the train proper. But I don't see anybody trying to stop something going on an electric lane. You'll be risking your life. You'll be really risking your life. But then, if the cameras are working well, as they should, and if the electricity supply is constant and regular, then I wish them the best of luck. They should deliver on their objectives and their agenda. Right.
Well, we're looking at, September 4th, this Monday, being the start of the operations of the Blue Line. There has been talks that the Red Line is expected to be ready for operation in December. But based off of, the history and, the body language of the current administration, do you foresee maybe any further delays, or do you think that by December we'll be ready?
Present administration. This thing has been on in fits and starts, like I said, since Jack Conde. And it's about 83. This present administration, given the fact that they have a backlog of knowledge to learn from, or what led to failure to deliver on the due dates present. And if you go around the place, in fact, all the structures right up to Okokomaiko, they are ready, even though they are going to Mile 2 now. The stations, they were built by the Chinese. And this is one thing that, before, I had scant respect for engineers. But you see, that rail line, they constructed with solid cement from Mile 2. You get me? Right, they are right across the Lagos Lagoon. It's going to almost to Victoria Island. It has been fantastic. You see, we have plans on the ground, it's the execution, and the time factor. So it seems that, you see, before I was joking with some friends, these rail stations, beautiful things built by the Chinese, but I said these stations will collapse before they start using the train. But now, luckily now, they have started using the train now. They put everything on the ground. It's just implementation and execution. And I wish the best for Lamata, because they are in charge of regulation of what goes on there and making the policy. They should be sending their staff, management staff, to training in areas where you have mass transit. Tokyo, you get me? These South Asian countries, they move billions of people. This one will move, I think, they say...
Between 150,000 to 175,000 passengers.
Imagine all those people being off the road. They won't go. The place will look like a deserted town.
Certainly, and your optimism is appreciated, and of course your insight is valued here on Newsday. We appreciate your time, Arise News analyst, Mr. Dayo Sobowale. Thank you for joining us on Newsday.